All over the world, everybody knows about the rising crime rates in Ireland and the travesty that's happening with the Irish government. Today, we even have Fox News talking about Ireland and the mass uncontrolled immigration and how it's contributed to Ireland becoming vastly violent and just an overall dangerous place to live, okay? This is insane, of course. You know, the US talking about Irish politics is amazing to see. The more that the US can shine light on the bullshit that's happening in this country, the better off we'd be. So let's watch this video, guys. This is a full 5-minute long video. And yeah, I mean, the whole world is now waking up to what's happening. And, you know, a huge country like the US has its own problems. They have a leader now that's taking charge, closing down the borders. They haven't had a person illegal cross the borders in 3 months. We've had hundreds of thousands of people cross over illegally in the last few years. So, you know, if they can do that with a population of 350 million, we can't even do that with a population of 6-7 million. Something is going wrong here. Either the EU is allowing this to happen, or we're just being fed a shit sandwich, honestly.
We can begin to connect some dots. Ireland last year is seeing its biggest population surge since 2008, largely due to positive net migration. The country also seeing, by the way, a rise in crime. It's even more pronounced in the city of Dublin, where murder and assault attempts are surging.
Damn.
This from a city that was once one of the safest cities in the world. It now ranks among the top 10 most dangerous cities in Europe.
Yep.
Let's get the read on this from the British-born author and New York Post contributor, Douglas Murray. Douglas, it's been a while. It's great to see you. Quite a headline out of Ireland, out of Dublin, that it has gotten so dangerous, that it has changed so much. And I believe, if I have my data correctly, Douglas, in a very short period of time.
That's absolutely right, Will. And it's so interesting to compare the situation in Ireland and indeed Britain and other European countries with the situation in the US. You know, when I wrote my book, The Strange Death of Europe, some 10 years ago now, I said, among other things, that the developed world, America, North America, Europe, and so on, made 2 fatal mistakes about migration. We massively underestimated the number of people who want to come to our societies, and we massively overestimate the extent to which we can absorb people when they come at these numbers.
Yeah, everybody wants to come here, and for good reason, guys, but we shouldn't let them in, you know. Not everybody is allowed into the pub. You know, there's security to mind people. Hey, there's only 200 allowed in the pub tonight, lads. You have to wait in line or, you know, go home, go get a coffee. But instead, we're not a pub. We're letting the whole flipping world into the country. We should be taking our resources, and not us specifically, but if we're to help these other people, we should be helping them in their own country. Bringing people to your country doesn't help anything, guys. Makes it a lot worse, actually.
President Trump got into office and re-elected very largely on this question of migration and open borders. And the American people said, yes, we do want borders. We do want migration, but we want legal migration. And we want to make sure we can sort the best possible people out to come here. Ireland, Britain, other European countries have gone a totally different route. They've lost control of their borders. They keep underestimating the numbers of people who want to come and then massively lose any opportunity to integrate the people who do come. A country like...
I think a lot of this integration is a lot of bullshit too, guys. You know, like, truth be told, okay, there's a few people that can come and work specific areas, but even at that, guys, you know, it's a numbers game. If there's too many people, the legal migration does not work. Legal migration. Don't matter about illegal. Illegal is another topic. That's obviously not allowed. But legally, migration has to be curtailed. You know, it has to be stopped fully. And then, you know, doing a little audit of who is in Ireland, who's claiming social welfare, who's actually helping push culture, who's helping push heritage, who's actually working, contributing to society to make the country better. And then we can allow maybe a few certain different positions. But even at that, guys, you know, there's just too many goddamn people. It's just unbelievable. There's no opportunities here anymore. Hey, if you're coming here for opportunity, you know, forget about it, guys. You know, everyone here has left Australia and Canada and the US. Every Irish person I know. It's just ridiculous.
Ireland has had historic, unprecedented migration in recent years, and it is changing the country, and it is something that the Irish people are waking up to because they do not like it.
Yeah.
Let's just stay on Europe for one more second before we come back across the Atlantic to our home shores. Who's coming? Who's going to Ireland? Who's flooding the UK? Who's changing it in what does seem to be, in very quantifiable ways, negative?
Everybody, Mr. American man. Every flippin' body, Mr. Fox News presenter. The whole fucking world wants to come here because they think that we're some land of opportunity. We're just not at all, lads. Like, this is just not how it is here. Here is just gone off the flippin' scale. Like, I mean, there's just no opportunity here. Like, where are you going to work? On the bog? Where are you going to work? As a steward at the flippin' Crow Park, the GA? Like, where are these people going to work? They don't speak English. Man, it's just ridiculous. You know, does anybody think that they're going to set up businesses here and help the economy? I just don't see it. You know, unless you're working specific jobs like, you know, firefighter, this kind of thing, guard, well, you don't want people that are working guards, but certain professions like brain surgeon, doctor, lawyer, you know, engineer, you know, but that's not what's happening, guys. Roma gypsies and Bulgarian gypsies coming to Ireland to flip and kill our women. That is not what we want here. I mean, come on. The people are just so afraid to say this shit. Why are us Irish people so cucked and so afraid to say this? I'll say it. I don't give a shit.
It's people from the developing world. Principally, in the case of Europe, it is people from Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, North Africa, and the Middle East. There are people coming from the Far East as well, but largely that's where the migration comes from.
So that's not true. Okay, people are coming here from, let's be honest, guys, and I don't mean to insult, but they're South Asia. You know, it's Indian, Pakistan. That's basically where most of the immigration is. I think African people in Ireland is like 1% or something. I think Middle Eastern people here, probably like 2-3%, 1% as well. It's mostly like Indian people. If you go to Dublin, it's all Indian people. And unfortunately, Romanian gypsies, you know. So, I mean, it just is what it is, guys. I don't really see too many other ethnic groups, you know. And not that I care about ethnicity. If there was Americans coming back home, you know, dysphoria or whatever, coming to look for jobs here, I would say no, there's just not enough room for anyone here. If there was Canadians, if there was people from, you know, let's say more countries, better living standards, Australia, if people from Australia, America and Canada wanted to come to Ireland, I would also say no, absolutely not. So it's not a race or an ethnic thing, not at all. You know, he's asking where they're coming from, like it's some sort of like, you know, whatever. It's not at all, guys. It's just everyone. You know, Ireland is one place, okay?
Through the soft underbelly of Europe, the Mediterranean, usually go through safe country after safe country in contravention of all international treaties on this matter, and they end up choosing a country in which they get the best welfare deal, the best housing deal, and so on. And just imagine the fact that, for instance, as a result of this, taxpayers in Ireland, taxpayers in Britain pay millions of dollars a day to house illegal migrants in hotels.
Right.
And now in a country like Britain, the police have put on an order to forbid local British people from even protesting when illegal migrants are put in a hotel near them that many of them could not afford themselves, but they see going on the taxpayers' dime to illegal migrants.
This is all done on purpose. This is done on purpose. This isn't, you know, stupidity by the government. This is ordered by the elites to do this to the people.
And I think we did this story a week ago, Douglas, and crack down on anyone who complains about this on social media. Begin to monitor those who complain about illegal migration. And I would just say, you and I together here, we've pointed out crime. We've pointed out effects on jobs. We have pointed out the effect on your taxpayer dollars and where they're absorbed or devoted. But I think the biggest canary in the coal mine for some place like Europe, as we're looking back here now at America, is the loss of your culture. You are a totally transforming culture who doesn't adhere to its original principles.
That's absolutely right, Will. It's something I've warned about for many, many years, and I wish had been listened to, frankly, rather more on this. The interesting question, though, that ties all this together is, can anything be done to reverse the trend? And in all the recent years that I've traveled around interviewing politicians and others about this, I've always asked this question: what are you going to do to turn it around? And that's one of the reasons why President Trump's policy in the US is so important. He is showing this administration is showing that you can deport illegal migrant criminals, for instance, who should be the easiest people to deport. People who broke into the country and then broke the laws again in the country. President Trump's policy has shown that this can be reversed. The interesting thing will be to see whether European leaders and European publics have the stomach to do this there as well, because if they don't, it's gone.
100%. 100%. We only have about a 5 to 10 year limit on this. After that, guys, Europe is finished, I personally believe. And, you know, Donald Trump having ICE to basically take down all these illegals and legals that aren't helping the country, taking from the welfare, is great. It's great to see. The next thing we have, talking about economics and Trump, this is a breaking news story from literally yesterday. It says US President Trump has signaled the Irish pharmaceutical sector will face additional tariffs beyond 15% blanket EU rate. So basically he's giving, you know, EU this 15% rate, threatening 250% tariffs on the sector within 18 months. I believe if the pharmaceuticals aren't brought home to the US, because the US is leaking money. And I 100% agree with it. Hopefully Trump destroys the pharmaceutical industry here and plunges us back into the third world country that we very much are here. And the reason I say that, guys, is not for nothing, because Simon Harris, Micheál Martin, these different people, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, they need to understand the country that they're controlling is not theirs. It's owned by these pharmaceuticals, big, massive American corporations, you know, and we only basically give them a tax break, and that's what helps out us, helps out them. Well, now if they're not going to agree to Donald Trump, we are absolutely finished, guys. And it's great to see, you know, hopefully that absolutely does happen. But money is basically a fading concept anyways. Money, you know, monetary cash. Because from this video that I saw yesterday, even trying to take out your own money from your bank account is impossible. In 2025, this is a UK bank, and these men here try and take out thousands, hundreds of thousands, and you're not even allowed to do that, guys. You have no even ownership over your own money now in 2025. It's a scary time. You know, if the economy goes to shit because Donald Trump pulls out all these businesses and taxes us 250% tariffs, you know, this is a long time coming. And we have been the best house in a bad neighborhood, guys. We have been given the best deal ever, okay, by the US, by these corporations, and now we're taking the piss. We're charging them $16 billion to Apple. We're taxing them heavy. They're pissed off. I can't wait to see the destruction of the economy here. You know, plunge us back into, you know, the flipping depression times, you know, because that's what people deserve here. Because they're not listening that we need our own nationalistic, patriotic government that helps their own people, not these foreign interests, okay? Let's watch this video.
Not your money, his money. Driving licence, which was his proof of address. He wasn't allowed to put those in.
The student ID
And his driving licence. That wasn't good enough.
So the provisional, so a full driver's license we can
It
accept.
doesn't. It says provisional as well.
Provisional with name or address.
It's got his address. It's ridiculous. Just because he hasn't got a passport, this is fucking ridiculous, mate. You've locked him out of his bank account. You're keeping his money with his address.
But I don't
It's
need
on
anything.
there.
It's just-
It's on there. It's on there. It's on there.
No, but it's not what I accept. It's not what I accept. It's what Nationwide as a company accept.
It's just fucking ridiculous, mate. Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, this is now the sort of WEF agenda. This is the narrative that's being pushed. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy about it. And that's how it's going. We don't have Netflix subscriptions. I just found, when I went to the attic, I found a VHS of Space Jam. I wish I had it here to show you, actually. I could just cut the video and show you, but an old copy. You know, we actually had physical copies of CDs, VHS tapes, cassette tapes. Now we have nothing, guys. We don't have a Netflix, but only a subscription of Netflix. You know, we have nothing apart from food, guys. You know, Muju and shit like that, guys. You know, from the Irish Dairy Council. Let me see, can I see that? We only have certain things that are physical, like our food, like our flipping, that kind of thing, laptop. But everything else is digital now. You will own nothing and you'll be happy is the motto for 2025 and beyond. I love you all. If you want to help support me, push back against the mainstream media, because you will never see these stories on mainstream media. They'll just keep feeding you lies. Hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. County Gains, we're pushing back forever until they flip and kill us. We're pushing back. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.